Shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. This is War Dog Ratazach. I'm about to give you a good long lesson, right? This is this is a powerful lesson through the Spirit. I mean, just going over my notes, right? Going over certain lessons that I love to, I would love to bring out. And this lesson is going to be called Hold Your Lips and Hush Your Gums, right? I got that from a song literally called Hold Your Lips and Hush Your Gums, right? Well, no, so the song is called Hush Your Gums. It's by Levels. It's, some UK rap, they call it grime. But anyway, right? What inspired me to make this lesson was, it's funny, I talk about my rape all the time, all praise to the Most High, newly married, right? All praises, right? But my rib, she been saying, it's hard sometimes, she's from the tribe of Judah, Judah, they don't know how to be quiet sometimes. But, she said it's hard, for, why Judites don't want to be quiet when people talking, they want to constantly interrupt you in the midst of your talking. I'm like, that's not just Judah, that's all the tribes. All the Israelites is like that, right? Shoot, I look at Simeon. My mother, she's Simeon. Sometimes they just want to yap, yap, yap. Ephraim, yap, yap, yap. They call us silly doves, right? But, she just was like, how do we know how to control ourselves? How do we know when to come to a pause? Basically, and I was, going through the Spirit, and I was like, well, there's many scriptures that speak about, how to control your mouth, when to speak, when not to speak, what to say, what not to say, right? Not interrupting people, when you're debating someone, you let them speak, you hold your premise, after you have showed them decorum, then it's your turn to speak. And you know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. Everything has to be in order. There's an order to everything, and the Most High deals with order, right? You're not going to be in a church, the so-called church, right, and interrupt the pastor in the midst of his talk, of his whack-ass sermon. You're not going to be in the courthouse, right, where they don't like to uphold the laws of the Most High, and instead they uphold the laws of Shaitan, right? You're not going to interrupt them when they bring in you judgment, right? You're not going to interrupt them, right? So you got to show order, right? As the Lord deals with order, we're supposed to be we're supposed to be like robots for the Most High, in order, right? And obedient to every word of the Most High, right? So we're going to go into this lesson, right? Hold your lips, hush your gums, right? Know when to be quiet, and know when is your time to speak. So we're gonna start over with Proverbs chapter 18, verse 2 in the GNT. So what I'm gonna do in this lesson, I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth to different translations, like the GNT, the BBE, which is the Basic Bible English. GNT stands for the Good News Translation. You got the NIV, the New International Version. There's the NLT, the New Living Translation. The ESV, you have the English Standard Version. And I believe that's it. I might go into the CSB too, which I forget what the CSB stands for. Yeah, you got me there. Forgot what the CSB stands for. What does CSB? I'm gonna just do a quick search. What does CSB stand for? Let's go to what CSB. The Christian Standard Bible. That's the CSB. Salakia. The Christian Standard Bible. I didn't even look it up. I just like, what? There you go. Boom. Hit me right there. So we're going to go into these different translations. Why? Because, as, me being, me, I just love looking at different translations. And then you can't say, well, you guys just use the King James only. No, we use any version. It doesn't matter. A lot of Christians love to use the ESV. Some like to use the NIV. They, you know, bounce back and forth. Now there are those who use the King James. The point is, well, the King James we use because it's the closest to the original. But any version, I don't mind using. It doesn't even matter. You can bring me any version of the Bible. It's all going to say the same message at the end of the day. But it's just different translations that actually punch a little harder. You know what I mean? So this is, without further ado, again, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Proverbs 18 and verse 2 in the GNT. It says, a fool does not care whether he understands a thing or not. All he wants to do is show how smart he is. And that's what you see. A lot of Israelites, they like to be smart asses. You know what I mean? And they just want to show how smart they are. And really, they're just showing you how stupid they really are. Right? Jump to verse 6. It says, when some fool starts an argument, he's asking for a beating. So yeah, you know, that's one thing I left out too. Sometimes your mouth can get you into a lot of trouble and you can get your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just need that rod of correction. And some of y'all didn't get the rod of correction when you was a kid. And that's probably why y'all niggas just bugged out, you know, just straight going buck wild on your own people, on your own self. And yeah, and quite frankly, you really hate yourself. Right? Because you was never disciplined as a kid. Right? Or some things happened to you when you was young, and then, you know, as time goes on, you know, you just hate yourself. You know what I mean? Especially people in that part of the alphabet community, man. People, you expect people to accept who you are, but you didn't accept who you were. Interesting. So again, right, when some fool starts an argument, they're just asking for a beating, right? It says when a fool speaks, he's ruining himself. He gets caught in the trap of his own words. Sometimes you just got to be careful with the words that you use, man. Shh. No one to just hush your gums. Hold your lips, man. Jump up to verse 21. It says, what you say can preserve life or destroy it. So got to watch what you say, man. Right? It says, so you must accept the consequences of your words. Be careful, because the word that you say, right, is you're gonna be held accountable for the words that you use, man. That's why it says every idle word shall be brought to judgment. Right? Let's go into the I'm staying in the GNT. Ecclesiastes, right after Proverbs. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9 in the GNT. Keep your temper under control. It is foolish to harbor a grudge. See that? And we're not to hold grudges, right? That we're not supposed to be holding a grudge towards one another, towards our neighbor, towards our brother, our sister, right? To our kinfolk. We're not supposed to hold grudges against our people, right? Right? We have to keep our tempers under control. That's another thing that I left out. Salakia. No one went to keep your temper under control. Self-control. This tongue, right? This tongue, this is a powerful weapon. Which your words mean something. All words have meaning, and sometimes the things you say can lead to action. So you got to be careful with the words that you use. Be very careful. What you say can destroy you or can add life to you. So you got to keep that temper under control. Don't be short tempered. You got to be quick to like slow to anger, right? You have to be slow to anger, harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent, right? Just be ready to listen. That's it. Just ooza, right? Now we're gonna go into this right here. We're gonna go to the BBE, the Basic Bible English. It's called the Basic in Bible English. We're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 11. A foolish man lets out all his wrath, but a wise man keeps it back quietly. See, that's explaining what I just said. You got to be very careful with what you say, right? You don't be a fool. Let out all your wrath, man. You don't want to be one of those people, man. You know? Are we going to go? All right, so we're going to get Proverbs 12 and verse 13 in the NIV, right? Proverbs, let me check this out. Proverbs 12 Proverbs 12 and Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 13 in the NIV, and it reads, "Evildoers are trapped by their sinful talk, and so the innocent escape trouble." See that? So you got to be careful with your lips. Hold your lips, hush your gums. See that? Because because a lot of talk can lead to sin. Right? Too much talk leads to sin, and then you'll be counted as a what? An evildoer. Because if you sin, you're counted as what? An enemy to the Most High. You're evil, right? You're wicked. So you don't want to be this. You don't want to be this person, man. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26. Now, what do I mean? Like, you can't, don't be so goddamn angry all the time. Now, you can be angry. Angry is not a sin, right? But you got to be careful with, having a short temper. Careful with the words that you use, right? You're going to go GNT. You're going to get Ephesians chapter 4, and we're going to read verse 26 in the GNT. And then we're going to read it in the KJV, the King James. So it says, "If you become angry, do not let your anger lead you into sin." See that? So it's a difference. Being angry is not a sin. The Most High gets angry, right? But angry is not anger. Having anger is not sinful. It's not a sin. What you do with that anger can lead to sin. That's why you got to be careful with your temper. Hold your temper, man. Right? So it says, "Do not let your anger lead you to sin, and do not stay angry all day." Right? Verse 27, it says, "Don't give the devil a chance." The Christians be like, "Not today, devil." You got to have that same mindset when you walk in this truth. "Not today, demon. Not today, Satan. I got this. Not today, devil. Come on now. Relax." Woosa. Right? Now we're going to read this in the KJV. Right? Look what it says in the King James. This is a good one too, especially for if you're married, right? You and your wife or your wives, right? This is Ephesians 4 verse 26. "Be ye angry and sin not," right? "Let not the sun go down upon your wrath." So, hey, remember, you gotta confess your faults one ye to another, right? James 5 and 16. You gotta confess your faults one ye to another. Don't let that sun go down and you remain angry. Don't go to bed being angry at your partner, man, or your partners. You don't want to do that, or anybody for that matter. Don't let that anger stir you up where the point where you sin, man. Right? You want to love one. We have to love one another every day. We're given another chance, right? So we gotta really keep these commandments and stop being angry towards one another, man. So let's get Matthew 15, right? Let's go to the words of Hamashiach Yahushai. Let's go to Matthew chapter 15, and we're going to read verse 18 to verse 20. So I just skipped the page. Here we go. It says, "Verily I say unto you, whatsoever..." Oh, wait. Am I reading 15? Hold on. Salakia. Oops. Salakia. Matthew 15 and verse 18. It says, "But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man." Which means what? Your heart, meaning dealing with your mind, right? This is what you think with, right? "For out of the heart, your mind, proceed evil thoughts," right? Your mind, evil is evil, right? "Murders, adulterers, fornications, thefts, false witnesses, blasphemies. These are the things that which defile a man. But to eat with unwashed hands defileth not a man." Now that was that parable when they was talking about, when you go to verse 11, it says, "Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but that which cometh out of the man defileth a man." What is talking about? So he was just giving a parable about washed hands and what how you're eating the food, right? And then what comes out of the mouth, meaning out of your mind, your evil thoughts, and what you say will and can hurt you. Okay, can kill you. You have to be careful with the words that you say. So he's not talking about you can eat pork. You Christians you find every excuse just to have some pork, right? Let's go to Matthew 12 and verse 36. And it reads, Matthew 12 and verse 36. That was in the KJV. I'm still in the KJV. So we're in the King James right now, right? And it says, Matthew 12 verse 36. "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. You see that? So you got to be careful with the words that you use and how you use them and what you say, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful, even when you're joking. Sometimes them words, sometimes people don't take, some jokes as being funny. You know what I mean? Some people take things serious. Like, you especially make, when you make mockery of the Lord. That's not funny, bro. You don't joke around about the Most High Yahweh, right? Put some respect on the Lord's name, first and foremost, right? So let's go. We're going back in the GNT. We're going to go to Psalm 101. Psalm 101 and verse 5. And then we're going to read it in the CSB. Right? Psalm 100 and verse 1. Let me just pull it up on my... right over here. Psalm 101. Verse 5 in the GNT. And let's see what it reads. It reads, it says, I will get rid of anyone who whispers evil things about someone else. I will not tolerate anyone who is proud and arrogant. See that? Yahweh is speaking, man. Yahweh said he's going to get rid of people that speak evil of one another, right? When you want to whisper, when you want to play that game telephone, what goes around, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to play that game with the Lord, man. That's why I said, be careful what you say. And be careful what you say to thy neighbor, your kinsman, your people. What you say can get you hurt, man. You got to be careful with the words that you say, man. Right? And don't talk shit about other people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't expect to sneak this about somebody, man. If you got a problem with somebody, you take it to them and them alone. You go face to face with them. Right? You don't tell anybody about, you don't slander the person, man. You don't put them under the bus. That's not what you do. Right? The Lord said he's not going to tolerate anyone that's like that because you're being fucking proud, man. The Lord's not dealing with nobody that's being some, proud and arrogant, man. Right? Now we're going to read in the CSB. It say, I will destroy anyone who secretly slanders his neighbor. I cannot tolerate anyone with haughty eyes or an arrogant heart. Hey, man, the Most High is basically saying, man, fuck you, man. Get out the way. I'm about to destroy your ass, man. Stop talking shit about your brother. Stop putting your brother under the bus. Stop talking shit about your sister. Stop calling her a bitch. Because you're the one being a bitch. Right? You don't want to stoop down to their level. You're above. You don't want to be under like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like them, of the world. You're not of this world. When you come into the light, you're not of this world no more, man. You leave the world behind. Now you following Yahweh Shai. Right? That's what you're supposed to be keeping your mind on, man. Let's read Leviticus 19 and 16. Right? Leviticus chapter 19 in the KJV verse first. 19 and verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am Yahweh. So the Most High, he makes a stamp. Hey, yo, I'm Yahweh, man. I tell you what to do. You can't be just, doing what the hell you want to do, man. You can't, you don't be like that. Don't be that person, man. Now we're going to read this in the CSB, right? You don't want to go around talking shit and being slanderous about your neighbors, man. Watch this. In the CSB, it says, do not go about spreading slander among your people. Do not jeopardize your neighbor's life, right? I am Yahweh, right? Don't go around jeopardizing. Why would you jeopardize your neighbor's life, man? Don't go around spreading slander among your people. Don't be that person, man. Hold your lips and hush your gums, man. Right? Now, unless you saw someone sinning, you see Leviticus 5 and 1, someone swearing and all of that, then you got to open your mouth. Then you got to talk. Then you got to say something. Right? But don't talk. Don't put them under the bus. Don't do that. Don't be that kind of person. Matter of fact, I need my GNT. James. Let's go to James. James chapter 3. James chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, where there is jealousy and selfishness, There is also disorder and every kind of evil. Is that what I want? 3 and 16? Oh, Salakia. 3 and 6. Salakia. And that was a good verse too. James chapter 3 verse 6 in the GNT. And the tongue is like a fire. It is a world of wrong, occupying its place in our bodies and spreading evil through our whole being. See that? I'll tell you that tongue, man. Right? This verse 7, we humans are able to tame and have tamed all other creatures, wild animals and birds, reptiles and fish. Verse 8, but no one has ever been able to tame the tongue. It is evil and uncontrollable, full of deadly poison. That's what Yahweh Shai was talking about, man. Watch your mouth, right? Verse 9, we use it to give thanks to our Lord Yahweh, the Father, and also to curse other people who are created in the likeness of God. So you use it to curse thy people. You got to stop talking bad about your people like that, man. Don't go around slandering and putting your neighbor's life in jeopardy, man. That's how niggas get killed sometimes, bro. You got to be careful. Words, so like in verse 10, words of thanksgiving and cursing pour out from the same mouth. My friends, this should not happen. It shouldn't happen, man. Verse 11, no spring of water pours out sweet water and bitter water from the same opening. That's impossible. You don't ever see that, right? No spring of water pours out sweet water and bitter water from the same opening. No, you can't. Unless you was just, unless you have the power of the Most High. But other than that, no, you can't do that. You're just a human, right? A fig tree, my friends, cannot bear olives. A grapevine cannot bear figs, nor can a salty spring produce sweet water. See that? It's impossible. So you got to watch your goddamn mouth. Stop being a hoe-ass nigga, like Gorilla Hebrew be saying. Stop being a hoe-ass nigga, man. Right? Hoe-ass niggas don't get no respect. Right? Anyway, let's get Matthew 5. Going to go into KJV. I'm going to bounce around back and forth on these versions, man. Matthew 5 and verse 43 in the KJV. I'm going to read to verse 48. I'm going to read to the last verse. Ye have heard that it had been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies. Talking about your own people, your own nation, right? Bless them that curse you and do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Who do Yahweh shall say your enemies were going to be? Them of your own household, them of your own people. A man is not respected in his own house, in his own hometown. Right? He was only talking about Israelites because who was the law given to? Israel. Right? Israelites. Your own people can become your enemy. So you got to do good to your people who are called your enemy. Right? Verse 45. That ye may be the children of your Father, which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do you not even the publicans the same? And if ye salute your brother only, what do you more than others? Do not even the publicans do so? So you gotta listen. It's not just your favorites. You gotta salute all Israelites, man. You gotta salute all of them, even the ones that don't like you, even the ones that's celebrating these pagan holidays. They still Israelites, man. You know what I mean? When you're at the job, you telling me you an Israelite, these niggas is not woke. You're not gonna say shalom, or you're not gonna say hello. You're not gonna greet them. Hey, be wise as a serpent, all right? Harmless as a dove. You gotta be wise. You know, they may not wake up to the truth. All right, cool. It ain't for you right now. All right, cool. Maybe it ain't. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not for you. Or maybe it's just not their time to wake up. But you still got to keep it moving, right? Verse 48, right? And Salaki, you don't only salute the people that, don't only salute your brethren. All Israelites, man. Even these bugged out ones, I mean, yeah, we leave them alone. But, hey, look, we love y'all, shalom from a distance, right? Verse 48. Doesn't mean don't salute them, right? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So that's the bottom line, man. You got to be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Know when to shut up, right? Proverbs 16. And we're going to go into the BBE first. Proverbs 16. And we're going to get verse 28. We're going to read it in the ESV. Oh, no, I said BBE, Salakia. That's not what I want. ESV, Salakia. Proverbs 16, verse 28. In the ESV. And it says, a dishonest man spreads strife, and a whisper separates close friends. Hey, I don't even need to break that down. That's self-explanatory. I'll read it again if you didn't hear it. Proverbs 16 and verse 28 in the ESV. A dishonest man spreads strife, and a whisper separates close friend. Now we're going to read it in the NIV. Let's read it in the NIV. Watch this. Watch this. NIV. It's the same verse, right? In the NIV. A perverse person stirs up conflict, and a gossip separates close friends. You got to be careful with how you're talking to people, man. Right? You have to be very careful. The Bible is very concise and concise with what it's saying, man. Right? A perverse person stirs up conflict. You don't want to be that person that's stirring up conflict, and a gossip separates good or close friends. Stop gossiping. Stop spreading slander amongst your people. Right? Now we're going into BBE, Salakia. Let's go into the BBE. So we're going to Proverbs 15 and verse 2 in the BBE. Let's get it. It says, knowledge is dropped from the tongue of the wise. Right? Knowledge comes from the wise. Right? You got wise men out here. Right? Righteous men out here doing the works. Right? By Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. Right? But from the mouth of the foolish comes a stream of foolish words. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that nigga, right? You don't want to be that nigga. Now let's get this also in the NLT. You're going to sit at that same verse, right? Proverbs 15 and 2. You're going to get in the NLT. And it reads, the tongue of the wise makes knowledge appealing. It does. It makes it very appealing. That's why wisdom makes a man's face to shine. It's appealing. Right? But the mouth of a fool belches out foolishness. You vomit out bullshit. That's what you're spitting out. Right? Now we're going to get into CSB. Watch this. The CSB. The tongue of the wise makes knowledge attractive, but the mouth of fools blurts out foolishness. Like I said, in that Christian Standard Bible, man. Right? In verse 2, it's saying you speak bullshit when you just don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why you got to just shut up and just listen, man. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 8 and 1. Like I just said, right? Wisdom make a man face to shine. In the KJV, right? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8. Salakia. Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 1 in the KJV. Who is the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. See that? Wisdom make your face to shine. See that? When you got wisdom, it's attractive. It's like, wow, this person knows what he's talking about. I get it all the time. People are like, wow, you very smart. Not to brag and boast, but it's like, and I do it. Shoot, I admire brothers when I see them talk. I admire. I'm like, yo, that's amazing, bro. Like it'll grasp you in, right? Let's get Wisdom of Solomon 6, and we're gonna read verse 15 to verse 17 in the GNT. Wisdom of Solomon 6, verse 15 to 17. To fasten your attention on wisdom is to gain perfect understanding. That is a beautiful verse. If you look for her, right, you will soon find peace of mind, because she will be looking for those who are worthy of her. That's what you need. You need this wisdom, right? You want that shine. They want that beautiful shine on you, right? And she will find you wherever you are. She is kind and will be with you in your every thought. Verse 17. Wisdom begins when you sincerely want to learn. To desire wisdom is to love her. See that? To love her, verse 18. To love her is to keep her laws. To keep her laws is to be certain of immortality. Verse 19. Immortality will bring you close to Yahweh. Verse 20. This desire for wisdom can prepare you to rule a kingdom. So then, watch verse 21. So then, that you that rule the nations, if you value your thrones and symbols of authority, honor wisdom so that you may rule forever. Woo! That was a beautiful verse. Damn. Let me write this down. That was a beautiful verse. Wow, that was beautiful. Oh, praises. Call the pala. Wafla Yahweh ba Shemamash Yahweh Shai. Woo. Let's get Proverbs 12. Man, I could stop the lesson right there, but we just gonna keep on going in this, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh ba Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? Bringing this long lesson, man. Right? All these verses, you're gonna get hit with every single verse, man. Through the spirit. Through the spirit, man. We're gonna go to Proverbs 12. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go a little quicker. You know, I really shouldn't. I want everybody to just grasp all this and take all this in. Right? Proverbs 12 and verse 18 in the CSB. Verse 18 to verse 20. There is one who speaks rashly like a piercing sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Verse 19. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue only a moment. Woof. Deceit is in the heart, what you mean in your mind, of those who plot evil. You get evil thoughts. Like Yahweh Shai say, it comes from one's mind, right? The inside of someone. But those who promote peace have joy. And how do you have peace? By keeping these laws, man. That's how we have peace in the spirit, man. Peace of mind, right? That's how we get peace. But you know what I'm saying? People that want peace, that don't keep these laws, when they say peace and safety, then they're going to have sudden destruction, man. Got to be careful, man. You got to careful how you use your words. Careful how you walk in this walk, man. You got to let the spirit lead you. This is Sirach chapter 20 and verse 18 in the GNT. It says, a slip of the tongue is worse than a slip on a pavement. The wicked will go to ruin just as suddenly as a person slips and falls. Watch your mouth, man. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, man. There's so many scriptures. This is beautiful. I love the book of Sirach. Let's get chapter 19 real quick. Chapter 19 and verse 6. Sirach 19 and verse 6. I'm going to read to verse 10. Watch this. Avoid idle talk and you will avoid a lot of trouble. Never repeat what you hear and you will have no regrets. Don't tell it to your friends or your enemies unless it would be sinful to keep it to yourself, which is what? You go to Leviticus 5 and 1. That's the precept to that right there, right? Whoever hears you will take note of it and sooner or later hate you for it. Have you heard a rumor? Let it die with you. Be brave. It won't make you explode. You heard a rumor? Listen, don't play that game telephone. And I'm saying this is the precept. Leviticus 5 and 1. Watch this. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing and is a witness, right? You're witness, whether he has seen it or known of it. If you known of it, right? If he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity. That's what it said. You got to be careful, right? Right? Unless it's not a sin. If it's not a sin, don't say nothing. You got to say nothing. It's cool. But if it's sinful, hey, you got to go say something. You got to open your mouth, and then you got to use that rebuke, that righteous rebuke, right? Because we love our people over here, man. We got to make sure that our people are on point, right? We're going to get Baruch 3 and 28, I believe. 3 and 28 in the KJV, the Apocrypha, right? Baruch chapter 3, verse 28. It says, but they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness. That's what happens to people that are just foolishness and they don't have any wisdom, man. Right? That's why they perish. You want to walk in that sinful nature, you're going to die. You got to be careful, man. Right? This is Revelation 11 and verse 8. Right? Let's go to this real fast. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Right? So you're going to remain spiritually dead. Right? That's what it means. And it says, look, let me go back to that. Watch this. Baruch 3 and verse 28, right? Baruch 3 and verse 28. It says, so they were destroyed, right? You people are the what? You guys have a lack of knowledge. It means you're what? Destroyed, right? Because they have no wisdom and perish through their own foolishness. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's what it's saying when it says their dead bodies shall lie in the streets, right? of that great city, they're dead bodies. You people are a bunch of dead people walking in these cities, man. Right? That's why when you go to Hosea 4 and 6, right? It says, my people, right? Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Watch this. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. You forgot the laws of the Most High, so the Most High said, be gone, man. I'm not with y'all no more, right? You guys don't want to acknowledge me no more, right? Like even the scriptures say, they honor me with their lips, but their hearts, they mean in your mind, you're far from the Lord, because you don't keep what he says, man. You don't do what he says, right? You let all the foolishness out of your mouth, right? But you don't want to honor the Lord. You don't want to take action and actually do what he tells you to do, right? This is Proverbs 9 and verse 13 in the KJV. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing, especially you women, man. Women that, they want to be clamorous. Women, they want to utter all the bullshit out their mouth. Most High's not dealing with you, man, right? Because it's not just the men. You women got to get a spanking too, man, right? From the Most High. And that spank is gonna hurt. This ain't no pleasure in spanking. This is the Most High spanking your ass, man. He's gonna spank your face, smack your face, smack you all over the place, man. Might even throw a plague on you. Most High is not playing with you people, man. Don't be this clamorous and simple woman. And it's not just talking about the women. I'm talking you simple ass niggas too. Don't be a clamorous woman, you simple nigga, right? Don't be a hoe ass nigga, right? Don't teach people not to keep the law, man. Right? Use wisdom. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, and watch your fucking mouth sometimes, man. Watch how you speak to the people. Watch how you speak to your women. Watch how you talk to your kids. Watch how you talk in front of your kids. Because that mouth can get you destroyed, man. The Most High is not dealing with prideful ass niggas and people that are just so arrogant and people that don't know how to watch their goddamn mouth. They want to run their mouth always and don't know when to just be quiet. You're talking too much, bro. You're saying a lot, right? Let me see if I got this. Matter of fact, let me get this verse. I think it's Proverbs 10 and 19. Is this the CSB? All right, watch. Let me get this in the NLT. I think it's the NLT. All right, watch this. Proverbs 10 and verse 19 in the NLT. Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible to keep your mouth shut. Be quiet sometimes. Sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up sometimes, right? You just got to be careful with the words that you say, man. I keep saying it. Be careful, right? You could get it in the GNT, the KJV, but I'm gonna just keep it like, matter of fact, yeah. Let's get that in the GNT as well, right? I want to move on with the scriptures. Let's see, Proverbs 10. Hey, just be sensible to keep your mouth shut. Proverbs 10 and 19 in the GNT. The more you talk, the more likely you are to sin. If you are wise, you will keep quiet, right? If you want to be wise, you just keep your mouth shut, man. Just be quiet, right? Let's get James 1 and 19. Right. James. Chapter 1 and verse 19. We're going to read to the 25. It says, my dear brothers and sisters, it's reading in the NIV. Take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Beautiful. See that? Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, just like Yahweh. Because human anger does not produce the righteousness that Yahweh desires. You see that? It's beautiful. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. You need this word, man. Do not merely listen to the word and deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks in his face in the mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in whatever they do. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All praises. Let's get Sirach 20 verse 19 now. And the GNT again. Sirach chapter 20 and verse 19. In the GNT it says, an impolite person is like one of those off-color stories that ignorant people are always telling. Nobody takes a proverb seriously when some fool quotes it at the wrong time. And we don't give a fuck. Like, yo, that was the wrong time to say. That was like even my rib, she'd be like, that was anything to say. You niggas is like, oh, that was stupid. Like, yo, what the fuck? It's not the right time to say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the scripture says the time and the place for everything. Sometimes you just gotta be quiet, man. That was just anything to say. That was stupid. I read that in the GNT, but let me read it in the KJV. Salakia. I actually wanted it in the KJV. Let's see what it say. Sirach 20 and verse 19. It says, an unsensible tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise. A wise sentence shall be rejected when it cometh out of a fool's mouth, for he will not speak it in due season. Hey, see? Dudes, you gotta speak in. You gotta know when the time to talk, right? Don't just utter every word that comes to your mind, right? You gotta be careful, especially this verse, right? Watch this one. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, meaning be quiet, shut your mouth, and be more ready to listen, be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. They don't even think what they're saying is evil, right? Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh. For Yahweh is in heaven, and thou art upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. Careful what you say, man. What you say can get you hurt, brother, sister, mother, sister, cousin. Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful how y'all speak, man. You know? I know I may have a harsh tongue, hey, but I don't lack in this knowledge, right? 2 Corinthians 11 and 6, right? That's the verse that, you know, that talks about that. Although I may be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, right? That the knowledge I got, man, listen, you take all this knowledge up. You need it. You need this knowledge, right? And I'm giving it free. I'm not asking you for no payment. This is free 99, right? Going to Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 23 in CSB. It says, there is profit in all hard work, but endless talk leads only to poverty. Hey, you know, you're talking too much, you're gonna end up poor, you're gonna end up broke, you're gonna end up, you know, hey, you might end up with a broken jaw, man. Right? That too much talk, that endless talk, man. You gotta just work hard and just keep it quiet, keep it moving. Right? Work, you know, something now they say is work in silence. Right? Let's go Sirach 28. Sirach chapter 28, verse 5 in the GNT. I'm going to read to verse 8. It says, if you cannot get rid of your anger, you have no hope in forgiveness. Yeah, you got no hope if you can't get rid of that anger, man. You are only a human being. Think about it. Someday you will die and your body will decay. So give up hate and live by the Lord's commandments, the commandments and the covenant of the Most High. Instead of getting upset over your neighbor's faults, overlook them. If you stay out of arguments, you will not sin so much, because a hot temper gets them started. See that? Remember read verse 9. It is sinful to break up a friendship by creating hostility among people who get along well together. Gotta be careful, man. Oh man, this Bible is just woo. It's like the Moses is like, get it together, man. Do what I tell you to do, and you'll live longer, right? Sirach 30 and verse 21 in the GNT. Where's it at? Don't deliberately torture yourself by giving into depression, because after you start this argument, all that, you start getting into a deep depression. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. Blah, 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 blah. I've been there. I've done it too. All right? Don't deliberately torture yourself, man. Right? Giving into deep depressions. Right? Happiness makes for a long life, and makes it worth it and makes it worth living. Enjoy yourself and be happy. Don't worry all the time. Worry never did anybody good, and it has destroyed many people. Get over it. Just keep it going, man, right? Verse 24, it will make you old before your time. Jealousy and anger will shorten your life. A cheerful person with a good attitude will have a good appetite and enjoy his food. All praises, man. That's why you just gotta just relax, calm down, right? Let's go to SICARII 27 and verse 11. And the GNT, staying right here. It says, when devout people talk, what they say always makes sense, but foolish people are always contradicting themselves. That's why you gotta just chill, because let them say all the bullshit they want to say. They're gonna contradict themselves. You see, look, if you watch any of the SICARII debates, you see these niggas always contradict themselves, and we catch them in their contradictions, and we stop them right there. We're like, hold up, wait a minute, didn't you say this? And they, well, you're spewing foolishness. Now you're upchucking your vomit, right? Let me go to verse 13. The stories that foolish people tell are offensive, and they make jokes about the worst kinds of sin. Yeah, you gotta shut the fuck up sometimes when you know what I'm saying. That's why I said be careful when you making jokes about the Most High and His Son Yahweh Shai, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't make jokes about you know, it might hurt somebody's feelings or whatever like that. You know, I mean, even though it's not really about feelings of it. This is tough love, but don't try to start trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's the main point. We're not here to start trouble with any one of our brothers and sisters, right? So let's go to Proverbs 13 and verse 3 in the GNT, right? Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 3. Be careful what you say and protect your life. A careless talker destroys himself. Careful, man. Sometimes that's why I read this in Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Just cover your mouth, man. You got to be careful with what the words that you're saying and how you use these words, man. Because people, you know, people don't care. They're careless, and you gotta protect your life, because someone else they're destroying their life. And if you know, if you want to be wicked, they're gonna destroy their life, and you're gonna destroy your life. They're basically taking you they're destroying you, but you're really destroying yourself because you gave into it. That's what the devil wants you to do. That's why I said earlier, not today, Satan. Not today, devil. Right? You got to rebuke it in the name of Yahweh Shai. Say, no, not today. I'm better than this. I'm good. I got this, right? Let's go to, we're going to stay in Proverbs 13. We're just going to read, we're going to Proverbs 13 and 16 in the, look in the NLT. Proverbs 13 and 16 in the NLT. Wise people think before they act. Fools don't. And even brag about their foolishness. They brag about it. You know, I hear a bunch of conversations about all the time. You know, my Ray be calling me about the foolishness that comes out of, you know, her family's hot mouths. And I say it too, man. My family be saying some bullshit too, man. But we just got to, you know, just endure and live with it, right? They're retarded sometimes, right? I'm going to read in the BBE. A sharp man does everything with knowledge, but a foolish man makes clear his foolish thoughts. They make it clear, man. They make it very clear that they're really retarded. Seriously, right? That's what they make themselves look like. They're really, really stupid, right? Matthew 12. Skip Matthew 12. Matthew 12, verse 36. And we're going to read to verse 37. It says, I'm reading the BBE first. And I say to you that in the day when they are judged, men will have to give an account of every foolish word they have said. Now that's wild. Now we're going to read verse 37. And it says, for by your words will your righteousness be seen, and by your words you will be judged. So you got to be careful with the words that you say, right? Be careful, because your words, man, your tongue, that tongue, man, that could lead you to death. Right? You're only doing it to yourself. You're only killing yourself, man. Right? You don't want to do it to yourself, man. Right? Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 7. In the NLT, it say, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak. So is it like when you read verse 1, it says, for everything there is a season and a time for activity under heaven. Right? So there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to be quiet and there's a time to speak. Right? Now we're going to back at Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 7 in the GNT. GNT has been getting a lot of love. You know what I mean? One of my favorites. All right, GNT, chapter 20, verse 7 in Sirach. A wise person will not speak until the right moment, but a bragging fool doesn't know when that time is. Like we just read in Ecclesiastes 3 and 7 in the NLT, you got to know when it's your time to speak. Don't just start uttering out everything out of your mouth. You got to know when it's your time to speak. Back in Proverbs, we're going to go to Proverbs 29. Proverbs 29 and verse 11 in the NLT. Fools vent their anger, but the wise quietly hold it back. If you say you're wise, you're gonna hold it back, right? You want to hold it in, man. We're gonna jump to verse 20. It says, there is more hope for a fool than for someone who speaks without thinking. Think first before you speak, because you're gonna look like a damn idiot when you start to open your mouth, right? You don't want to be like that, man. Right? And look at 22. An angry person starts fights. A hot-tempered person commits all kinds of sin. Right? Verse 23. Pride ends in humiliation, while humility brings honor. You gotta stop being a fool, prideful, arrogant. Right? Starting fights with people, having short temper. Right? Don't be a fool, man. All right? Don't be this hoe ass nigga, man. Don't be that. All right, let's go to Proverbs 17. And then NLT, same NLT. We're going to read verse 27 to 28. Proverbs 17, verse 27, 28. A truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even-tempered. Right? At that balance. Even fools are thought wise when they keep silent. Even a fool, he looks smart when he's quiet. With their mouth shut, they seem intelligent. They look smart when they do. What the Lord is saying, shut the fuck up. Just be quiet. Shut up. Just sit there and just shut up, man. Let's get Sirach. Only a few more verses. Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 8. Right? Sirach, chapter 32, verse 8 in the GNT. And then in the KJV, excuse me. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. Be as one that knoweth and yet hold your tongue. Right? That was 32. Now I'm going to read that in the GNT. Sirach 32 and verse 8 in the GNT. It reads, oh shoot, Salaki, I skipped it. It says, come to the point and say it all in few words. Show that you are well informed, but stay quiet. Right? Be that wise person, man. Don't be an asshole. Don't be no dickhead, man. Right? This is Sirach chapter 5 and verse 11 through verse 13 in the GNT. It says, speaking can bring you either honor or disgrace. What you say can ruin you. Don't get a reputation for being a gossip, and don't tell tales that will hurt people. Just as robbers will suffer disgrace, so liars will suffer severe condemnation. Right? Do nothing destructive, whether it seems insignificant or not. That was verse 15. So, yeah, man, you know, you don't want to be this kind of person. I actually wanted to start at verse 11, but, right, let me read verse 11. Always be ready to listen, but take your time in answering. Verse 12, answer only if you know what to say. And if you don't know what to say, keep quiet. Shut up. Don't start talking everything because, no, don't be that person, man. Don't do that. All right. And another thing is keep order. Don't interrupt in the midst of people's speeches. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Keep the order, right? That's what the Most High deals with. Stay in order, right? Sirach 11. We're going to go to Sirach 11 in the KJV. That was the KJV to it I just read as well in Corinthians. 11 and verse 7 and 8 in the KJV. Sirach. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. Understand first, then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. Let them come to a halt. You done? My turn. Simple, right? Job 18. Job 18 and the NLT. Job 18. I'm going to read verse 2 and verse 3. How long before you stop talking? Because, slack it. How long you going to stop talking? That's what it's saying. How long before you stop talking? Speak sense if you want us to answer. Do you think we are mere animals? Do you think we're stupid? Wow, that's beautiful. Hey, you got to be careful. You got to just, I keep saying be careful. You know, how long before you shut the fuck up? You just keep talking. Blah, 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 blah. And I know I'm talking a lot. I'm just giving y'all these precepts. Y'all could just take them down. You could also read this in the BBE as well. Right? We're going SICARII 20 and verse 5. Few more verses. SICARII 20 verse 5. Some people in the GNT, some people are thought to be wise because they don't talk much. Others are disliked because they talk too much. Right? They just talk too much, man. You know. And it's a few more scriptures that I could throw out, you know, for the sake of time. I might as well just bring them all out. Let's read SICARII 20 and verse 7 in the KJV. Let me see what it says. We're gonna read verse 7. SICARII 20 and verse 7 in the KJV. It says, a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. He that useth many words shall be honored, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. Hey, man, you know, these scriptures, they speak for themselves. Sometimes you could just read a verse, and you don't even have to really, like, go into it and explain it, because sometimes it's just self-explanatory. You know what I mean? A lot of these verses, they're just self-explanatory, and people just don't understand. They're just like, well, I don't get it. Well, you know, you need to just hush your lips and hush your gums. Hold your lips and hush your gums. SICARII 32 verse 7 in the KJV. It says, speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art asked twice. And it's like when thou art twice asked. I'm gonna go to verse 9. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words, right? Because you're in the midst of elders. You're in the presence of people, you know, of elders, right? You got to be respectful. Be respectful to your elders, man. When they're around you, you know, you be more ready to listen than to give the sacrifice for fools, right? We're gonna go to SICARII 8. Let's go into GNT. SICARII chapter 8 and verse 3. GNT. It says, don't argue with someone who talks too much. You would just be adding fuel to his fire. And that's what I even tell my wife that. When they argue, just let them talk all the bullshit. Let them go on and on and on and on and on. You keep quiet. You'll be fine. Just relax. Just take it easy. That's all we got to do. We got to take it easy, man. You know, the Most High just tells us, you just be at ease. Be at peace. If it were possible, be at peace with all men. That's what the scriptures say, man. You know, Job 15 and verse 2 in the BBE. Will a wise man make answer with knowledge of no value, or will he give birth to the east wind? Right? You know, like how are you just gonna talk all your bullshit and not make any sense of it? Right? Verse 3. Will he make arguments with words and which is no profit, and with sayings which have no value? And that's what you see a lot of people when they do these debates with us, man. They speak these words that just mean nothing. They're meaningless, and they have no value behind it. Like, what was the point of you bringing that up? Like, you know, do you have a valid explanation? Like, you laying your premise down? Like, what are you doing? You're just speaking nonsense right now, right? So let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 28. It says, no, do I want 28? Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 28. For Yahweh loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. So you gotta have this wisdom. If the Most High, if you're dealing with the Most High wants to. If you want the Most High to deal with you, you better be getting this wisdom, not to understand these words. Hold your lips, hush your gums, understand the scriptures, right? Keep the laws up to the best of your ability, right? By Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Because if you want the love of the Most High, you gotta show him your love by keeping the commandments, right? And all these scriptures, man. Make sure that you are praying sincerely and understanding all these precepts, man. Right? Let me give you one more. Psalms Just gonna get this last one. Psalm 141, and I'm gonna get verse 3. You're gonna get it in the BBE, and it says, "O Yahweh, keep a watch over my mouth, keep the door of my lips." Right? See that? So we gotta just listen. If I don't know anything, I don't want to utter anything stupid. I want to wait till it's my turn to talk. I want to keep the commandments. I want to be just like the Father. I want to be perfect. I want to do thus saith the Lord. Thus saith Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Oh Yahweh, keep a watch over my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. Open it when you want me to open it, and keep it shut when it's time for it to be shut. Keep the order, right? With that, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. I hope this edified you to write all these precepts down, man. Right? Be them precepts warriors, right? All praise to the Most High, man. Kingdom is coming soon. Called up Allah Wafla Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Baraka Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All praise to the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Shalom Israel. Kwam Yashala. Links down below. Y'all know what to do.